guys. Oh, hi guys.
Is it time to Japa-Rapanese?
No.
No!
Hello, everybody. It's me, Leah, your local songbird bouncer. Noah says Riemann's avatar is killing me. Oh my god.
The only real person out of all of us.
Oh my god. Okay, guys. So welcome to today's PowerPoint stream. Yay! There's 8 of us, and we are all gonna give presentations about like our favorite things ever.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh.
Well,
I made a presentation of my least favorite thing ever.
oh, okay, awesome. No, that works
Okay,
too.
cool.
A small disclaimer: a couple of us are drinking, me especially. So I'm very sorry for the person that I might become.
You're already there, friend.
No, stop. Shut up. Who here is drinking?
I have 1 beer.
Okay. Is anybody else? No.
It'd be really funny if you two were the only ones drinking.
No.
That sounds it.
It really does sound like it, but it's okay. I also have water with me because I know before we start, I think we should go around in a circle and introduce ourselves. What do you mean why?
What
What if we introduced each other?
I was literally about to say.
Oh my god.
Can we?
How would that work?
I can't wait for me to get someone like NekoNat and be like, I have no idea who you. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Okay, hold on. Let
I'm
me
kidding.
take myself off the podium. I will put myself on top of the chat.
Oh,
okay.
that's kinda, oh.
No, shut up. What the hell?
Jiggle physics.
What the hell? Whoa, get out. Oh my god. Chris, pick a number.
7.
Awesome. And Yachen, introduce Nat.
Hello everyone, this is NekoNat, a person that can do every single thing ever, like sing and animate and
You cannot
be
speak.
the coolest person ever. And this is Bestie, more than oomph. I think they're very cool.
What is
And
the
I'm
writing
glad-
on Yachen's Fugi?
What?
Riemann, introduce Yachen.
Okay, so this is Yachen, right? Yachen is 5'11",
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, crazy.
87 pounds.
Oh my god.
A
my God.
wonderful, loving husband.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh.
does
what?
many things such as singing, time and tuning, and mixing especially is good.
Okay, yeah.
And then, they're just a wonderful human being. They do a lot.
Happy Pride.
and
Happy Pride.
Happy
And they're
Pride.
Happy Pride. Is that it, Riemann?
They wear glasses.
Okay, awesome.
Yachen.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Riemann, for that accurate introduction.
87 pounds.
Yeah, crazy.
Chris, introduce Riemann.
God damn it. Guys, this is Riemann. He's a fucking white guy who hates
That's
me,
right.
and he's
I
so
know,
mean
that's
to
right.
me, and he's so condescending. I'm just kidding. No, this is Riemann.
Oh.
He's
Yeah.
a producer. He's really cool. He make banger music, and he kind of sings, and I think he's becoming a VTuber. You guys should be there for his debut.
Yes!
Oh God.
Gasp.
YouTuber?
What an insidious endorsement.
Have you gone past your mood board, Riemann?
Yes.
Oh, yes!
Oh.
Yes! Thank
You
God!
finally thought. Yay!
Oh my god.
Cadence would like to add he also has a 23-second cube solve with PLL.
That is true.
Whatever the fuck that means, but yeah.
I thought you could
Man.
finish a Rubik's Cube in 14 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chrysalia. Okay, Ben, introduce Chrysalia.
This is Chrysalia, lover of white people. Has nothing to say about my race.
My jaw is dropping.
Oh my god.
Chrysalia is notable for having really banger covers and making really good art and scaring the medical side of me by DMing me at random times to question why they're dying. And then the funniest part is that they're actually dying.
What?
I had to
God,
pull
I
open the
almost
medical textbook because Chrysalia is a medical mystery. Anyway, yeah, go check out Chrysalia. They stream really often and they're really fun and they do good art and they do good sing and yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
cool.
I agree.
Disappointed there was no mention of my tits.
I'm not there yet.
Togo wouldn't.
Oh, and if you're a nun, you should DM Chris.
Oh yeah!
Oh, what?
If you're a nun, hit me up.
Togo, do you want to introduce Ben?
This is Ben. Ben grills ice. Water? Whatever. Same thing. Ben also has mad fucking bars, and also, I'm pretty sure he was a wizard at one point. So I think you guys should like check out his profile and verify that information for me, because I actually don't remember. But I vaguely remember waking up at like 3 in the morning and then checking like one of our Discord servers and seeing that Ben was a wizard, and I was like, oh, he's a wizard. And then I fell back asleep. Also, I think he like knows a lot about bones or something, so that's also pretty swag. Okay. Out to Ben.
Bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wisest wizard. The whitest wizard.
Whitest.
Okay. Where's Togo's Fugi? Here it is.
Hey.
Okay. On the toilet with your yaoi. Nia, do you want to introduce Togo?
Togo is Filipino, loves yaoi,
Yep.
That's it.
sings really well.
Stop.
Yep. Dab up. Yep. Recently rebranded, super cool,
Yeah,
sings
yeah.
great. Yep.
Take
Nice.
a shot every time race is mentioned in this.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Multiracial group.
Aren't we all Filipino or white?
No. Okay, it's my turn to introduce Nia. This is Nia. She's Filipino. She was once a bunny, and then she said, "Never mind." She loves do you still play Valorant?
Please don't say that about me.
Okay.
It's like dark past at this point.
And then that one Mario emoji that you have, Gabe Nation or whatever the hell it's called. Okay. Yeah.
Give Nash, let's
Yeah,
go.
but otherwise Nia's a super cool singer and she's also a super cool friend. Anyway, yeah.
Oh.
I'm
Yippee.
so good at this. Okay. Do I need it in?
We all introduce Leah at the same time.
Okay, guys. We're gonna go around the circle and you're gonna name one thing.
Name one thing.
Name one thing.
Leah.
Likes.
Yaoi.
Yes.
Guys, we did it.
Is that all you think I am? Guys, is that all you think I am?
Beautiful.
All right. Are we ready for some PowerPoints?
I think.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Swag.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a wheel. We are gonna decide our PowerPoint order with this wheel. We're gonna leave it up to fate. I am automatically gonna go last because that just makes sense. I'm gonna shuffle the names. Make it too bad.
Let's go.
Okay, who's going first? Who's going first? Chris, I guess you're going first.
Mine would be better not first, but okay.
Who's going?
Now, will you switch with me?
Nat?
It's. I could
is just
try,
trying to
but
trade
it's
her way
gonna
out of
be
presenting.
really, really lighthearted.
I think you should really
Oh, I
lead
got
us
Nia.
in gently. You know.
Okay, I can do that. I will
love
try.
you. I just want to like.
Okay.
kiss you right
Wait,
now.
so who's
You're
going? Wait,
such a-
so who's going first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Okay, anyway, Nia's going second, and then whichever spot that Nat gets, Chrysalia's gonna
go.
take.
Oh,
Anyway,
that's a good idea.
Yachen, you're third. Ben, you're going next.
But I'm first in your heart.
Okay.
Ew.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay. Toga, Azalea.
Okay.
Is going next. Okay, Riemann, you're going.
Crazy. I'm not.
All right, so this is our order. We have Nat, then Nia, then Yachen, then Ben, then Azalea, then Riemann, then Chrysalia, and then me. Are we good with that?
Sorry.
Boop. And then whoa. All right, we should start all of our PowerPoints by introducing ourselves like it's an actual school presentation.
Oh no! Anxiety.
Okay. Usually in my presentations, I talk about old white men and their philosophy.
What's up?
What?
Happy evening. Sorry, it's like what 9 a.m. for me. Yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day. My presentation is gonna just be rating frogs on my phone. Yes. And whoa! Look at that.
Wow. Crazy.
Motion graphics.
That's me, and I love frogs. And you know, there are a lot of frogs on my phone because I like them, and you can see how many photos I have. So I'm gonna rate all the frogs that I have seen in my phone.
Oh my
So
God.
this photo. This is an OG photo. When I say it's like 2018, it means like I literally have it saved like in 2018 in my phone.
Oh.
So like I think this was like the start of my Kermit obsession. I'm not joking. So this is by Kermit, and actually this Kermit was like part of like a game. So it's like there. It's like the license to croak. I was watching like some streamer play this game. And then I saw this image of Kermit and I was like, oh, I'm obsessed. That's when my love really started. You can see someone cosplaying that Kermit image. I think that's beautiful. I found it on Google, so I had to share it. This is really good. It's really good Kermit. I mean, it's really close to my heart. It was really like the image that started like my Kermit obsession.
That's
So
crazy.
I'm gonna have to give it a 10.
Whoa.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
These transitions and everything, crazy.
I know. I'm so proud.
The animator in you is really like popping off.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that
Nice.
Oh yeah, everything is in Comic Sans because like I love Comic Sans. Yeah, I think it's a very professional font as a motion designer. But yes,
Nice.
moving on.
Agreed.
I'm gonna coin a frog structure. So these are like the stuffed toys I had in my dorm before I was unemployed. The top frog we call a 510 frog. My friend named it, not me, because in her words, his face is like 95% of his body, and then the expression is like 10% of his face or something like that. So I was like, and I'm not good at names, so I was just like, okay, let's just call him 510. And then this one's the demon frog. He's one of my favorite frogs. He's pretty OG. Yeah, he's pretty good frog. And yeah, that's my slug.
What?
Because I also love marine animals.
I also
Yeah, I have a
heard
slug.
I thought you said
Slug.
slut.
Yeah, no, me too. I was like, what? Whoa.
Slug, good, slug.
your favorite
Yeah.
slug goes good?
I'm crying. I'm sobbing.
Actually, uni was kind of stressful and tough, and I cried a lot. But still, it's like, like I miss people.
Oh.
I miss people. I miss doing presentations and stuff. So
Aw.
We're
this
your
gives
classmates
a 9. Really, really, really strong frogs over here. So now we're moving on to the part of the frog collection when I was in Japan. This is a taxidermy frog
Oh my God.
that I just happened to send. He's a really cute little guy. Can see his other friends there. This is a 7. It's kind of like I'm detracting a little bit of points because he's kind of like dead and stuff. He's not like a live frog, but
Oh.
yes.
Oh my God.
This one. Mellow frog. That I didn't acquire this frog because it was kind of expensive. Because you know how Mofusan is like a really big brand and stuff. So I was like, oh, even with like the yen currency, it's still a bit pricey for me. But I kind of regret it. Would have been a great addition to my collection, but alas. So this is a 10. This
Nice.
is a 10. This is a 10 because I miss
Hell
it
yes.
extra. So this
Whoa.
one, yes, this is some frog decorations I found when we went to Naoshima Island. When we arrived, like they welcomed us with all these frogs, and I was like, I need a picture.
Oh my God.
They're very round, they're very rotund, and they can roll. And I think I really appreciate that in a frog. This gets an 8. This gets an 8. This is a really nice frog. This isn't a real frog,
No.
sadly. Yeah, I know it really looks real, right? But it's like from a fountain I saw. I want to be as unbothered as this frog one day. So for now, this is a 7. All right, these frogs. He's mint. So in this trip, I actually lost him once.
What?
I don't know how. I just dropped him. And yeah, so I had to go back to like the same place to buy him again. He's gay because
Oh.
yeah, I don't know. My partner made them gay, so I thought that was important. I don't really want to rate gay frogs on Pride Month, so this gets a gay.
Oh my God. Nice. Yes.
Yeah, happy Pride.
Gay out of 10. Nice. Happy
Happy
Pride.
Pride. Some actual frogs. This is a frog I found in a zoo. He's kind of like the perfect being of a frog, you know? And I think this was another guy. He's very warty too. You can see the underneath. But I think that's really cool that you can like, that frogs are like that, you know? And they're very polite. They're just staring at you very politely. Solid 9. Solid 9.
They're vibing.
Yeah. This is my last frog. He is Robert the corporate frog. He watches me work. This is like the front of my desk. So I treat him like my colleague, you know, a colleague that just watches me work. But, you know, he keeps me productive. He's very responsible. So I really like him. He's a solid 10.
Nice.
Really lovely. Great frog. And that's the end of my presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clap.
Yay.
Clap, 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 clap. Yeah. Nice. Nice.
Guys, I wish I did something normal.
No, it's okay. No, you can't say that.
Crazy.
My-
I feel I should have rated holes or something.
No.
Why did I do this?
No, what the heck?
Guys, I'm crazy. Guys.
No, it's okay.
Matt would have been a good palate cleanser, but I guess we're raw dogging the rest of this.
Yes. Okay, awesome.
Hey,
All right.
I'm Symphonia.
Hi, Nia.
Hi, Nia. Hi.
Hi.
Unhinged K-pop stan, and this is my favorite group, Day 6, and we're gonna be talking about their lore, not my personal emotions, but their actual career lore. Anyway, so this is a slow rise to fame and how 6 turned into 4.
They died.
Crazy.
Rip.
Here are the characters.
Characters? Dude, I
They
almost spit out my
debuted
water.
with 5 vocalists, 1 drummer, 2 of them were guitarists, 2 of them keyboardists, 1 bassist, and now they are one of each instrument. So they debuted in September of 2015 under the entertainment JYP, which is one of the biggest K-pop entertainments industry. Yes, even though they were under an idol entertainment, they were not given the same promotions. So they were busking, they were going to clubs and performing at clubs. They were not going on music shows, variety shows, or anything. And compared to people that debuted around the same time, like Twice that debuted a month after and got 7 a year before, they were not as successful because of that. In 2016, the
That's messed up.
keyboardist leaves. JYP says it's because of personal
died?
reasons, but from what it said on the internet, it's because he dated a stalker fan, and then that stalker fan told other stalker fans about all of their activities and all of that, so leaked everything. And so they had to kick
No.
him out.
What if you want to keep it to yourself?
That's what I am
Crazy.
saying. And then they released another mini album without him, and they're like, goodbye. The next year, 2017, is when they did their Everyday 6 project. They released 2 self-composed songs every 6th of the month for a full year with a music video and a concert in the beginning of the month. On June and December, those songs would be put into 2 full albums, Sunrise and Moonrise. They also re-recorded their debut album without that keyboardist.
What?
And so
Wow.
they were just super fucking busy. This is what came out of the project. They said they would never do it again, but it also like really defined their writing afterwards. In 2017, this is also when they start getting international exposure. The member Jay released his vlog channel called J6, and it got like 1 million views or something like that. It was like,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
and he was also like being insane on Twitter at the time. Like he was like, people were begging him to get off Twitter because he was just so unhinged. It was so funny. It was a great time. He was also a host of the After School Club, which was an English show catered for international fans that interact with idols before like fan calls and everything. And then in 2018, this is when they start kicking off. They did their first world tour called Youth, and then they released 2 mini albums with the title track Shoot Me and Days Gone By. They also start working in Japan, doing a compilation album and a full J-Rock album in October. Similar things happened in 2019. They released their new album series called The Book of Us Gravity with the title track Time of Our Life, which is the first time they ever do really well on Korean music charts. Not like super well, but they're like actually charting for once in their life. They also released another album. They do more Japanese promos at this time because they're doing tours and fan meets, and they did all those small shows. By the end of 2019, they hit 100 concerts. And then now this is when things are going a little crazy.
died.
no.
They died.
I love teens.
So basically, Jay turns J6's channel into Ij, and he starts doing solo shit. Like he releases solo tracks up until July 2020. He releases a podcast under Dive Studios. That's all in English. That ended up getting like awards because it was a good podcast. He also collabs with 88 Rising, doing live performances of his solo tracks. He does more variety content. He does Twitch streaming in May 2020, which we'll get into later. But I'm mentioning all of this because this is the first time you see that he is beefing with his company. Because basically, Yachen did like a small video with that same Dive Studios because he's also an English speaker. And then Jay's like, why aren't you reposting any of my shit? I did all of these things. Why aren't you posting anything?
Oh my god.
And everyone is like, whoa, 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 Jay's talking back. He's talking back. It's crazy. They never really like clarified why they weren't posting. Going back to Day 6 activities, they released The Book of Us, The Demon, but a day before the album is supposed to release, they say that they have to go on hiatus due to mental health reasons. At first, they don't say who, but you figure out later that it's Sungjin and Jay that had mental health issues. They didn't promote this album at all, but the public reception went really well because the title track Zombie is like about like living every day the same and just like going through life. And like during COVID and like the everyday office worker really resonated with this song. And then the members that didn't have mental health issues but did a subunit, and then they were called Even a Day, and then they released another The Book of Us album. And then this is all of their little characters from left to right. It's Young K, who's a little fox, Wampil, who's a bunny, Doan is a dog, the chicken is Jay, and then the bear is Sungjin.
The fact that I know this.
The amount of those plushies I have in my room right now, we don't talk about it. I have like a 3-foot one of the fox.
Oh, what?
$95. And then this is when they start enlisting, because if you don't know, like men in Korea have to enlist before they turn 30. Sungjin, who was still on mental hiatus, literally went on live and he's like, guys, I'm bald again and I'm going in the military. Bye.
For real.
They finished the Book of Us series with the Book of Us, No Gentry, Chaos, Swallowed in Love, and they don't promote this obviously because Jay's still in hiatus and Sungjin already is gone. They did another subunit, they did solo albums. Dowoon released a single and he doesn't sing. It was really weird. Young K also enlists to Cat USA, which is he was the first ever like idol to do so. Basically, like you just translate for like the US people that are in Korea. And then all the time, Jay is in controversy on his Twitch channel. Oh my god. As a Twitch streamer, I'll say this, but K-pop idols on Twitch is the worst thing to ever happen 90% of the time because they always find themselves in controversy. The first one is he made a sugar daddy comment because he was joking about doing a BJ to someone, and then the translation did not turn out well in Korea, that everyone was like, what is this guy doing? And then if you don't know, JYP is founded by a guy that is actually JYP, and then people came in his chat was like, JYP sucks, and he's like, you guys are stupid if you think he sucks. Like, he's literally a father figure to me. He was there for me when I had mental health issues. And then the Stray Kids incident is basically like Stray Kids is another idol group under JYP Entertainment, and then some fucking stupid K-pop stans were like, hey, where's Stray Kids? And he's like, how would I know? Is this JYP? Does this look like JYP to you? And it's like, you could see that there's like, with the other two scandals, like you could see where he comes from, but he comes off very, very rude. And it's like not a good look on him. And then Jay leaves Day 6. And at first he releases like this whole Korean post that he's like, hey guys, I'm just taking a hiatus. Don't worry. Just for now. And then JYP afterwards was like, actually, no, he's leaving the band. He's leaving the company. Goodbye. And Jay had to go pitch the next day and be like, guys, don't worry. I'm not under JYP. And right now, not under Day 6. But like, don't worry. The boys and I, we talked about it. If you don't trust me, at least trust the boys. We're going to discuss after their enlistment.
Oh my god.
Bro.
And we were like, all right.
Yeah, the boys.
All right, guys. Like, okay. This is why we split into two timelines. Jay's timeline, Day 6's time. Well, like they're in different paths in life now. Basically, after a week after that, Jay gets into more controversy, and it just like it's so bad. He's like, guys, now that I'm not in K-pop anymore, like, why is Jamie? I looked it up. If it was TOS, it is TOS. THOT. And then like Jamie is a girl that like we've known he's been best friends with for a while because she was also hosting that after school club show with him, and she was like, oh, what? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, she was so pissed, and he had to like do a public apology being like, I thought it meant Patty, like I didn't mean it, I'm so sorry. And then he even like called Jamie and like talked to her in person, was like, I'm really like sorry for everything, like I didn't mean it that way, like, you know. And then Jamie ends up forgiving him, but then she's kind of like, this is a wake-up call to him. She's like forgiven him but not like forgotten kind of thing. But he like talks about that he like realized he f***ed up because like she was crying over it and all that.
Oh my god.
And then
G-O-D. Okay, all right. And then more Day 6 activities. Doan does military band, Wonpil releases an album, Wonpil goes in the Navy. He's also the first person to go to the Navy. And in September 2022, Day6 renewed their contract with JYP as 4 members. And everyone who was waiting for them as 5 was like, what the fuck? I thought you said trust the boys. Like, what happened here? Hello? The boys? Question mark? Youngkay then goes into the military, leaves the military, releases a solo album. By November 2023, all members are discharged from the military service. But this is actually the time period where Day6's career really, really kicks off, because this happened, which is basically like a Korean program contacted Day6 to like do a performance of Time of Our Life, and then they're all in the military at the time, and then so you could see them all in different uniforms, and then like the Korean public goes crazy over this because they're like, oh my god, they sing so well, they're all wearing different uniforms, they look so cool, I can't wait for them to be finished with their military activities. And then afterwards they release an album and they call it Forever. So sad. It's literally like,
who know?
and they try to say it like, oh, like it's been 4 years since our last live performance, like it's just been a while, that's why we named it 4, and it's our 4th, because like Korean fan clubs like have like sign up dates, or like you could sign up at a certain time and they'll call it like gen, like different gens. So then this is they were gonna release their 4th gen of their fan club, so that's why they also said that's why it was 4. And then they do extremely well on music charts. This was the first time all of their B-sides have ever been on music charts. And then when they released an album in September, it was the first time they've ever seen them hit #1 on Korean music charts too. So they're doing so extremely well. Also around this time, I just remember this, that like someone asked Jay on like TikTok or something and was like, are you coming back to Day6? And he was like, did you see the name of their latest album? It was I will get back to Jay's timeline right now, but like Jay was doing other things in 2022, 2023, irrelevant. Okay, in 2024, he releases When the Rain Stops Following Me with a tour with a similar title, and then he actually tours in Seoul for the first time. He did like a tour before this, but he didn't go to Korea at all. And like I watched the entire VOD of his Seoul concert. It's sad because he's like crying and he's like, I'm sorry it took me long to come back to Korea. It was really, really hard for me to come back and stuff like that. In the previous slide, it said that Day6 released an album in September. So they were in Korea at the same time. And then I just think it's so interesting because like in the screenshot to the most right, like Youngkay is like leaving the fan sign meeting for their album and he's like, happy birthday. And then someone like joins in, sings happy birthday. It was Jay's birthday. It was Jay's birthday on September 15th. And he's just said that very randomly. So maybe the boys are okay. Questionable, but the boys are okay, I guess.
Oof.
I do want to talk about this album because it's actually really, really sad. Because if you look at these lyrics, like, and he's like basically talking in this album about like all the controversies he went through and like everything about like his pain with the entertainment. The one on the most right is talking about it's called I Just Want My 20s Back, and he's talking about like, if you're gonna erase me from the history of the band, at least give me the last 12 years of my life back.
Damn.
It's just sad. It's very like, and then like he performed it in Seoul too, and like he's like on his knees like when he sings the oh god I'm sorry part. Like it's like very, very emotional and very, very sad.
Damn.
And then he goes on interviews for this album and he like it really brings perspective of like what happened, because he talks about like that J6 vlog that like actually gave Day6 so much international like exposure. He had to fight for with a 30-page PowerPoint and like talk about it to like upper officials for like 4 months until they were like, okay, we get it, you can do it, fine. But he only did it for 2 years. That like fans were asking him repeatedly like, when are you coming back with it? But the company didn't want him to do it anymore, even though he was producing everything, he was editing everything, he was filming everything, he was doing all of it by himself. Jay's controversies, he knows like now that he was just having a lot of anger in his heart, that like he was like lashing out to like the wrong people, like with all of his attitude issues. And he was talking about how like was given meds by a Korean psychiatrist for his panic disorder and his high anxiety, and he was using them until he moved back from Korea to America. And then the American psychiatrist looked at him and they're like, why are they giving you these meds? These are crazy.
I'm kind of curious what he was taking.
I don't know what he was taking. Yeah. And then so like he felt like he was rapidly changing because of the meds, but like it was also helping him feel like sane at the same time. But like he couldn't tell that he was like changing as a person until it was too late. And then like in one of the interviews, like they asked him, they're like, who was telling you like that you were f***ing up? Like who was telling you that you were changing? And he looks at the interviewer and he's like, no one. It's just really sad. But also he didn't really want to blame it on just the meds, but he felt like didn't mature the entire time he was under Day6. Like he felt like he was still like a freshman in college. So he feel like he had a lot of maturing to do as well. He feels like people are erasing him from the band. When he says that, he means mainly JYP, and then he also says he has no plans of returning back to the band. The interviewer was like, do you think the K-pop community is forgiving you? And he was like, no, literally I saw a rumor the other day where they're saying that I was gonna come back to day 6, which I'm not, and they called me an ugly monkey.
What?
And then 2025, day 6 goes on tour. They could start from September to May. They sell out 6 shows. Their encore concert just last month in Korea, in the biggest dome a Korean band has ever performed in. Day 6 performed in LA for 2 days, and during those times, Jay released a song release as well as a Twitch stream. That screenshot on the bottom left is literally mine. That is literally me getting the notif that Jay was streaming right after soundcheck. Like, he was doing an IG live during their concert. One of my friends pulled it up and took a photo. What? But I feel like it was kind of his way of saying, like, don't look for me, I'm not gonna be there. Because a lot of people were speculating maybe he's gonna like be in the audience or like something, but like this was his way of being like, don't worry about it.
Isn't this what VTuber corpos do when another VTuber corpo is debuting new talents? They just have a crazy event on there.
What?
And that is my 8-year hyperfixation. Thank you very much.
Crazy.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
How old is he?
32, something like that. Any other questions?
Are you a day 6 fan or a J fan?
I'm both.
Okay, I have another question. What happened to that dude who got like orbital laser cannoned a year into the formation of day 6?
Okay, so we don't really know anything because a lot of people don't really care about him because he left so early. But he did try to join a survival show at one point, but the survival show did not do well. Like, I don't even know if he made it in or not, but like, I just know it was like
I remember.
a poorly viewed survival show.
So now he's just like a dude?
He is just a dude, yeah.
That's
basically.
crazy.
Yippee, Pachi Pachi. Yeah. Yeah.
Surprisingly,
I have been informed over another
more
K-pop group now.
I love the BFA. I love the BFA next to your name.
It's relevant to this presentation. All right, so today I will be presenting on, since we're talking about favorite things, I'm going to be talking about my favorite piece of avant-garde music that I've talked about in school, which is Ambient 1 Music for Airports, which was released in 1979 and is by Brian Eno, and it's a presentation by me. So I have our breakdown of what we're going to talk about today.
Oh my God.
So first of all, we'll need to talk about avant-garde music and like what it is, like where it started, like what are the first influences and all that. And then we'll talk about minimalism in music, because minimalism is specifically the like sub-genre that we're going to be looking into. Then we're going to be looking at Brian Eno's work, then specifically Ambient 1 Music for Airports, which is about an hour long. We're not going to go listen to everything, but you know, just letting you know that it is quite a long piece. And then we're going to talk about how it was made, specifically how tape loops are used as a way to create music and how that technically goes into the avant-garde part. Then we're going to talk about graphic notation and how it's different from standard notation and how this was prepared. Then also the general public's reaction to this, because you know, minimalist music or avant-garde music, anything that isn't like Western pop at the time, kind of controversial. So we'll talk about that then. Then we'll talk about the future of minimalist music and how things nowadays I honestly think could be categorized in this, say like video game music and all that, but I'll go into the very specifics. Then about me, I am I can speak on this topic. I have over a decade of music experience. I started playing clarinet in grade 7, but I continued playing in high school and then also in my university career. I did sustain an injury though, so I couldn't really continue performance, and I didn't really want to go the composition route, and also didn't want to go into education. So I began to focus on musicology, specifically aiming at avant-garde music or like 20th century American music, because that was my favorite class out of all of my musicology classes, and specifically aiming at minimalism, so like serialism, ambient, etc. All right, so did you actually think I was going to talk about this today?
Yes.
Yes.
You got me. What?
Yes.
I'm so sorry to tell you, I'm not going to be talking about this today. Today, we're actually going to be talking about a deep dive into the musicality of Sana, specifically Barabata Basu by Kai. Oh my God. This is the Swedish entry for Eurovision this year, which this was the first, like, there were entries where I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, this is very nice and all that. But when I heard this, I'm like, this is my winner. So we're going to do a deep dive into what it is and all that. Did you actually think that was going to be my presentation?
Bro. Yes.
Crazy.
I'm so sorry to tell you, it's not my presentation. So we're actually going to be talking about things you never knew about me.
What?
So
This is crazy. This is so
Wait a second.
what I'm speaking about is
But you got me so f***ed up. It's 10 a.m. now, but I'm so f***ed
I'm
up.
so sorry. Ben keeps asking me stuff about myself. I keep calling it as him throwing bricks at me. I've realized no one really knows stuff about me. Yeah, like no one
you're
knows
purple.
anything. That is probably the most anyone knows about me. I asked some questions around, and I'm gonna answer those today. Did you actually think I was going to talk about this
Stop,
stuff?
Yachen! Stop!
Stop,
Yachen!
doing this.
I am so sorry to tell you, this is my presentation.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What is my favorite fish? I really like this crochet fish that my friend gave me, or like I bought it from them. Like it was like a gacha, like you can pull it out of like a
beta.
box and you can like choose it and all that. And then I was like, I feel like people will also want to know other types of fish. So like my favorite fish to eat is probably cod. When Becker asked me this question, I said salmon sashimi and he said it was basic. So I was like, "F- I gotta find another option.
How is cod less basic than salmon sashimi? That's like literally
Coach doesn't
fish
cry
and
about
chips.
it. Anyways,
Right?
my favorite fish to look at is probably the betta fish because I have some friends with this. I had a fish named Fish for like 3 years.
Fish.
Beautiful.
You know what that means?
You know what
Fish?
that means?
Next question.
Alien.
What would I do if music ceased to exist? If music actually didn't exist, or if I didn't go into music, I would probably be in medicine right now. If it didn't exist at all, I probably wouldn't know what to do with myself. I'd probably like live in the woods and just. I don't know, but it got too existential, so I was like, I'm just gonna go say I'm gonna live in the woods. What is my favorite smell? Vanilla is also a really good one. Almond, I have this almond perfume. Oh my god, I love it. Eucalyptus is also a good one. Motorcycle gasoline is a very specific one because regular gasoline is like whatever, but motorcycle gasoline reminds me of Taiwan and it like brings so much nostalgia to me. So I get warm feelings with motorcycle gasoline. It's probably very bad for me, but you know, if it's in the moment, I'm gonna smell it and be like, oh my god, I want to be in Taiwan right now. And then ginger to end it off with something normal. So what is my little pony kitty?
You should
So
have
I
added
didn't.
who asked each question.
Okay, so Vedra asked the fish question, Cadence asked the music question, Nano asked me what was my favorite smell, Soul asked me this question.
Okay.
So I didn't know my Kinney, so I did 2 quizzes, and then I asked Soul, I was like, oh, what do you think I got? She was like, I don't know, like Rainbow Dash or something. I'm like, okay, none of these are the actual main 6, so I did the main, like, I did one, and I finally got a main 6. So I was thinking it was Fluttershy. It is Fluttershy. Now I know. I could put this on my resume. Who's my Oshi? This is a selfish question. I wanted to put this in just to appreciate my goat. That's my white boy Oshi right there. Anyways, going on. What is my favorite Yoshi color? I want everyone to think about this really deeply.
What are the
What do you think?
possible
I
don't
Yoshi
think
colors?
They came in different flavors.
I'm thinking black.
I'm gonna go
Yachen.
with the dark blue guy.
I'm gonna say white.
Woolly world.
That was all wrong. It is red bug.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Bloom asked me my favorite Yoshi, and then Jinx asked me what is my funniest injury. I have a really badass scar on my leg. I got the scar by walking to a wooden skid, like walking backwards into the skid while stalking at work. And it's such a stupid story that I forgot about it. But I was looking literally over my body, and I was like, oh my god, I have this stupid story from this stupid scar. Anyways, that's my funniest injury. What are my commission rates? So Victor asked me, my commission rates here. So I do vocal arrangements, and I do a bit of both. So the last question, Soul asked this, what is my ring size? Thank you for watching my presentation.
Yachen, no.
Yachen!
No,
Happy
Yachen.
birthday,
Ring size it off.
Leah Kanalia. And
What? That's crazy. This was.
yay!
Oh my god.
I learned so
you're
much.
so hot.
I learned so much.
There was just so many different turnarounds and everything in the beginning. I was just shocked.
I stole that. I stole that bit from
directions.
Anthpo. Shout out to Kieran on Anthpo's account.
Shout out
That was it.
Anthpo.
Man, I need
Crazy.
you to know how awful it was for me to be downstairs and listening to this and not being able to flirt with you. I was like distraught. I was like, I have so many fucking flirting lines to say.
This was very insightful. Thank you for letting me know what your commissions rates were.
If you have any other further questions, my DMs are open. I can answer any obscure questions you have. There we go. Have a good night, everyone.
Nice.
Yay.
That's a big ass
Let me-
popsicle.
No. Oh, I don't like this background, Ben.
What?
Why is it so feminine?
What? I'm being attacked?
This is so cocaine.
That's so true.
I'm not. I'm leaving.
No. Stay.
I'm leaving.
All right, here we go. This is my presentation, and it's something that I think everyone here could learn. Here it is. It's why you shouldn't mix your vocals or anything, to be honest.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay, wow.
What an argument.
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Oh, okay.
Trust me. So, and then in 2018, this is when it started kicking off.
Did you ask for my
And then
slides, you
they released
bitch?
2 mini albums, Youth Part 1 and Youth Part 2, with the title tracks, Shoot Me and Days Gone By. They also start working in Japan doing a compilation album and a full J-Rock album.
Plagiarism.
The plagiarism is nuts.
Anyway, that wasn't supposed to play yet. I don't know why it did.
Oh.
So anyway, my first point is that mixing is kind of mid. Most people can't even tell the difference when something is mixed or isn't. So for example, I'm gonna play 2 audio tracks and you tell me which one is mixed and which one isn't.
Straight off the cuff.
Yes, sir.
Go a little crazy. Leah owes me $5,
No, I don't.
maybe.
Anyway, yeah, that's track 1, and then here's track 2. Oh, it didn't play. All right, that's awesome. No, hang on. Here's track 2.
And I'm going a little crazy. Leah owes me $5, maybe.
Okay, so
I don't owe you $5.
Which one?
What?
Which one? Which one do you think was the mixed one? Track 1 or track 2?
I don't think either of those
Track
were mixed.
Yeah, so you're actually wrong. The answer is it literally doesn't matter because mixing plugins don't actually do anything noticeable. So you can see here all of the plugins that I've added, and they literally didn't do anything. They're completely pointless.
What is Fruity Big Clock?
I love
Why is it fruity and why is it big?
What is the sound goodizer?
So, yeah, like Sound Goodizer literally doesn't do anything. See, like the vocals are exactly the same. That's what I'm saying. The plugins are like completely pointless. You could literally put anything, and it's exactly the same.
I'm crying.
Don't talk smack about Fruity Big Clock, by the way.
Oh, that's the clock.
Clock, right? Clock, not the
okay,
other one.
okay.
The second point is that mixing is so expensive. Like, how do y'all got money for this? We are Utaite/VTubers. We are broke, unemployed people who stream all day. How the hell are we affording
stream
like vocal mixes?
Oh.
Like Omnisphere 2 is literally $480, and then FabFilter Twin 3 is $140. Like, who is affording these mixing plugins? But the GOAT Fruity Big Clock is free.
Okay.
Suck it, April 10 will get free.
Yo.
Whoa.
And then even if you like don't want to go down the route of paying for your own plugins, you could like, oh, you could just like commission people, right? Then no, like this is too much. Like what? Plex charges 6 Happy Meals. Plex
Why are you
charges 6
dragging
Happy Meals with
Plex?
Minecraft collab toys for a
This
big. Like,
makes
what the
6
heck?
Happy Meals with Minecraft collab toys?
Like that's way too much for one mix,
What
man.
the hell?
Leah charges
Happy
like
Meal?
7 enchiladas. I will say Leah's this Mixmaster only package for 268 simoleons
What the
is
fuck?
more reasonable. Just in general, like this is way too much. for
What the hell? Bro.
Damn.
So it gets worse. Like I have more examples. Like even like this person who I don't know who this is, they charge 500 USD for a singer and then 100 USD for another singer. That's
Isn't this
crazy.
Yashin's line?
Oh my god.
Ignore the Fruity Big Clock sensor bars. I just didn't want you to see the rest of their egregious pricing. I don't remember what my third point was. Oh yeah, there's no artistry in mixing. Everyone knows that mixing is solved. It's basically the same thing literally every single time for every single vocal. So there's no point in like trying to get like funny with it, right?
Yeah.
So after you add Fruity Big Clock, you simply add what I dub is the standard Utaite EQ. It looks something like this.
I'm crying.
This is to get that max performance, you know, that max vocal quality to like really cut through the mix and cut through the ears, right? So, and I have a saying for this, which is, if you don't remember how to mix like Utaite, remember, lows are lame, mids are muddy, highs, hell yeah. There.
yeah.
That's my
I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes.
Point 4, the clout. Mixers don't get Spotify features.
Okay, well, this one's actually kind of true.
That's personal.
When you
This one's
listen,
actually true.
Yeah.
when you
Damn.
listen to a song on Spotify, it doesn't like you like barely credit the mixer. So if like, what's the
Someone's
point in
got
paying
to.
Plix 6 Happy Meals to put Fruity Big Clock on my vocals if I can't even clout chase for it? Like I might as well just do it myself or get anyone
Clout
else.
chase?
What's the point of saying that I got a mix from the guy who mixes Will Stetson, like Blake, if I can't even like flaunt it? Like that's literally the whole point.
Oh
You really
my-
love these clocks, don't you?
Yeah. He's going to
Don't talk smack about Fruity
I can
Big
rewind.
Big mixing doesn't Lorem and Dolores sit on that consecutor
Yeah.
said Elit. Praise and Rotrum Maximus Maris said Sodalis. That's also
so
Roncus,
desu.
Licinia Nissus a Tempest. Coin, Justo Eros, Mollis, Leorit. This is what I sounded like the first time I tried reading the Japanese lyrics for Bosuzoku. Mollis, Leorit, Masa Non, Incident Faritralio. And as you can see here, graph.
What are the items?
The items are
Item
Fruity
one.
Big Clock.
Oh, okay.
Percentage of songs I use Fruity Big Clock, except they're all Fruity Big Clock. Yeah, conclusion, Fruity Big Clock.
Fruity Big Clock.
Does anyone have a question? Thank you. All right, that's it. You don't understand how hard it is for me to include the L every time I say Fruity Big Clock.
I'm going insane. Togo, you gotta show off. You gotta show off the yaoi.
You know what you look like? You're like reading like the holy scripture of Yaoi to us now.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Azalea, and are you gonna like my presentation? Probably not. Here's Five Nights at Freddy's, a game loved and ignored, depending on how chronically online you are. It is a series of 6 very simple games telling the tragic story of various children's livelihoods getting single-handedly destroyed by one British man.
Oh, man.
Released by Scott Cawthon on August 8th of 2014, aka my birthday, it's a nostalgic tale that has continued to live on till this day thanks to the absolute genius storytelling done by Scott. Just fucking kidding. In an interview with FNAF YouTuber Dako, he genuinely admitted to having just planted seeds of ideas without knowing where they'd go because he'd figure it out as he went. As a result, we now have 11 games, 9 spin-offs, 6 expansion packs, 4 troll games, 9 novels, 20 anthologies, 11 graphic novels, 3 coloring books, 2 films, 1 horror attraction, 1 cookbook, around 1,400 total characters from across the franchise, according to FNAF YouTuber Johnny Nightguard. And at some point, I grew too tired to keep looking and counting. So I'm gonna call it there. I'm salivating a lot. It's a lot.
Take a breath.
Many of you may know of Five Nights at Freddy's through this song. This song. Sorry, I should have done a soundtrack with the stream. This song, like many others, is such as Die in a Fire, It's Been So Long, and Join Us for a Bite by production teams such as The Living Tombstone, is one of many, many iterations of fan-created content. In fact, these were some of the first. In fact, there is so much fan-created content that in 2015, just 1 year after the first official game's release, there were almost 5,000 games listed under the FNAF fan game label on Game.
What?
Take that in. Think about how many burgers that is.
Oh
and this
my
was
God.
in 2015, 10 years ago. So if you do the simple math, you can think, that's a lot of burgers back then. Think of how many burgers there must be now, considering how much more content there is of Five Nights at Freddy's. FNAF fan-generated content, especially fan games and parodies, have gone so high up in recognition to the point where in August of 2020, 6 years after the first release, Scott Cawthon released what would have been known as the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative, which is a project that Scott described as a giant collaboration involving several fan game creators designed to invest into those franchises, give back to the developers, and hopefully bring new entries to those franchises as well. The Fazbear Initiative was the official label on some very notably high-quality games that stood out from the rest. Some notable names belonging to it are Five Nights at Candy's, Jolly, and before you say anything, yes, that is indeed Jollibee, and The Joy of Creation, as well as Five Nights at Freddy's.
God.
And it's official. Scott Cawthon actually acknowledged Jolly, and he made it part of the official fanverse.
What?
Filipino win. Happy Pride Month. And I know some of you may be feeling tempted to ask, but Azalea, if you think this series and its fans are insane, what is the point of this presentation? Are you just trying to shit on FNAF and Scott Cawthon? Do you even like this series? And to answer that, frankly, I am gay and mentally ill. Of course I like this series. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride.
Mental ill.
I'm gagged. I'm gagged. I'm
So
absolutely
true.
gagged.
I too am mental ill.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy Pride Month.
Literal mental
Pride Month.
Illinois.
But one of the main reasons as to why I wanted to make a presentation on Five Nights at Freddy's was mostly for one point and one point alone. FNAF has changed the world of indie and mascot horror permanently, be it for the better or the worse. Chapter 1. FNAF was released in 2014, which was a time in which the indie horror game industry was in dire need of change. At the time, horror wasn't as big of an internet phenomenon, however, and when it was actively showcased by influencers and Let Plays, 9 times out of 10 it would either be some sort of obscure obscure mobile horror game, or a Gmod horror map, or Slender. And a lot of these games had a very basic formula in which you would run around the map, collect items as you went, complete tasks or quests assigned to you, and try not to get caught, chased, and die. It's a scary formula, but after a while it's bound to get boring. This is where FNAF comes in. Now, there was once a time way back when Scott Cawthon did not have Five Nights at Freddy's. Rather, he animated independent Christian movies and shows and created more family-friendly, child-oriented games. One of his first official games was Chipper and Sons Lumber Co., which he wanted to teach children of different life values. On May 8th of 2014, YouTuber and game reviewer Stephanie Sterling had come across Chipper and Sons and ripped it a new one, criticizing the game rather harshly and saying that the characters look like creepy robots and seemed to be unfit designs for a children's game. So Scott Cawthon fired back only a few months later, making history with what would soon become one of the largest horror game franchises to date. A game made out of spite ended up making him a millionaire. Now, FNAF introduced horror in a new format previously unheard of. FNAF birthed a nightmare scenario, one in which you were forced to sit in a position with hardly any power and were given barely any information whatsoever, relying on your core instincts to survive to carry you through the end of the night. It's uncomfortable. It's genius. Now, Five Nights at Freddy's pioneered what MatPat had called mascot horror, and it is a subgenre of horror popularized by indie games in which some sort of intangible terror doubles as a mascot for a children's media franchise. And now there are 4 core traits that make mascot horror. 1, a marketable design, a featureless protagonist, themes of us, or the humans, being true antagonists of the story, and the subverted expectations of children's media. Some mascot horror names that you might recognize are 123 Slaughter Me Street, Poppy Playtime, Bandy and the Ink Machine, Finding Frankie, and Garden of Banban, none of which are without their flaws, unfortunately. This is a much more interpretative, personal take. However, my main issue amidst my love-hate relationship with FNAF and mascot horror in general is that all of these series, while creative and well-made in their own ways, have one common issue that becomes glaringly more apparent over time. They have become the very thing that they once sought out to criticize. To me, mascot horror was created not only to innovate a section of the gaming industry that needed to change, but to point out the flaws in an industry that was made to appeal to children, one that was allegedly on the side of kids, yet so unashamedly profited off of their wins nonetheless, charging these exorbitant prices for unnecessary merchandise, all for the sake of these companies earning a pretty penny, rather than the merchandise in question contributing to their mission of educating and enriching young minds. And it is somewhat like Squid Game. Squid Game, a show that was blatantly anti-bourgeoisie, highly critical of greed, competition, capitalism, and morality, not only had multiple iterations of real-life Squid Game hosted by names such as Mr. Beast and Netflix, and resulted in a number of health-related catastrophes, real-life catastrophes for the contestants involved, but it willingly turned itself into a franchise marketed towards children. Wasn't the point of Squid Game to be aware of the economical disparities of our society and not to give in to our capitalistic urges to buy everything we see as to come at a price? Now, I know that I'm getting a little passionately charged here, but I think it's important to make this clear once more. I don't hate FNAF. I don't hate mascot horror. I don't hate Squid Game. I don't hate any of the things that I just mentioned with a sour tone in my mouth. However, if you've hung out with me before, one of my biggest hyperfixations has always been FNAF. However, I also think that it's important to remember to be critical of the media that you as an audience member consume. Controversies, gameplay, fandom, and creator issues aside, however, there is one thing that has and will continue to ring true. FNAF has been a decade-long pillar for artists, musicians, and creatives alike. It has acted as a continuous rock for queer people, people who might have seen themselves as outcasts, and has provided them with an outlet and community that appeals to them specifically. I actually know quite a few producers and Vocaloid producers who started making music just because of FNAF fan music, and now they're in a stage where they don't even have to rely on FNAF anymore, but if it hadn't been for the series, they may have never found themselves. Fan culture is no joke, but Five Nights at Freddy's has to be one of the biggest examples that I've seen develop in real time in which its fan base continues to passionately sing, create music, draw, develop games, write, and animate. These people could basically be Untitled for the record, all for the sake of one singular franchise originally created just to spite a hate comment. And I think that that's beautiful. Thanks. Happy Pride Month.
Dang.
Crazy.
This was nuts. That was crazy.
Like,
Let's give Azalea a standing ovulation.
yes.
Wait, what?
Hell yes.
I love eggs.
Is Riemann here?
I think Riemann might have died.
Rise,
Yachen,
will
can
you
you play the
awaken?
fish soundboard?
Fish.
You know what that means?
What?
Hi, Riemann.
Hi, Riemann.
Hi.
It's your turn.
Oh,
You're alive.
shit.
BBC
We have
controversy.
Riemann's full name. Riemann's canon name.
Riemann.
welcome to the ABC controversy. This is probably the hottest goss in math in a long time.
Oh,
But
it's
first,
math?
So, it's a simple question that goes back to 1985, right? Are there infinitely co-prime triplets A, B, and C such that A plus B equals C? Two in the positive real numbers. So,
Whimpering in the background is crazy.
all right.
Nod my head.
So the first half of this presentation.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Right,
god.
and I switched to this, right? The first half of this presentation is going to be kind of a lecture, but the second half is going to be some hot goss, all right?
Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah.
So, what does co-prime mean? Co-prime basically means that two numbers have no shared factors. There's no common divisibility there.
Yes.
So
Okay.
the next thing
Do you have
is the
practice questions?
radical.
Okay.
The radical of the number is the product of the unique prime factors of a number.
Okay.
All that means is a number is broken up into prime factors multiplied together. The unique ones of those, we're just going to multiply them together, and that's the radical of the number.
Okay.
So, normally, when you have three numbers with no common divisibility, where two of them add up together to equal a third, so A plus B equals C, normally the biggest number out of those is less than the radical of all of them multiplied together. So there's an example right here.
Okay.
We have, so the radical of these numbers multiplied together is much bigger than C, the number that they added up to. Okay? Cool. Case. However, the abnormal case is when sometimes, and infinitely so, there are infinitely many cases of this, where the sum of the two numbers is bigger than that radical. What is not known is that if there are only finitely triplets A, B, and C, such that they add up to one another, and that C is greater than that radiant number raised to a power. In fact, we saw, based on this logarithm, what this conjecture is trying to say is that the radiant raised to a power, any power greater than one, there's only going to be finitely many triple numbers to where this happens. Does that make any sense to anyone at all?
It made so much sense.
Yes.
In fact, I think it makes so much sense that there's no need to keep on going.
Welcome to the drama that followed.
Yes, what's the drama? What's the drama?
What's the tea? What's the tea?
Who can prove?
Letter T.
Who can prove that this is true?
Riemann.
Not me. So in 2007, right, we have Lucien Cipra,
Okay.
right? This handsome fellow proposed a solution in a talk that was called the finiteness theorem for dynamical systems. Dynamical systems are the kind of like equations that A plus B equals C is. However, the main argument in this was found to be inaccurate pretty shortly after. And so we kind of forgive this guy. This guy is very influential. You know, he just made a mistake. He's forgiven.
Oopsie.
He just made an oopsie, exactly. However, the main villain of this story, in 2012, was Shinichi Mochizuki. He
Okay.
authored a 4-part series of papers attempting to prove many unsolved problems in number theory, which included his solo authored mathematical theory of inter-universal Teichmuller theory, which looks
wow.
like this.
Okay.
Big word.
If you ask me to explain any of this to you, no. Barely anyone knows. There are some mathematicians that have gone like full head in trying to understand. Those few that have gone on to try to kind of spearhead the study of this theory that Mochizuki solo-handedly kind of invented, that number is small. 5 years later, in 2017, the first signs hit of maybe some, unshakiness in these proofs. You know, some mathematicians have attempted to decipher the proofs, these that have gone to kind of try to dive themselves into it and take in all the information, but they find a point and the logic that none of them can follow. And two of these mathematicians are the world-renowned Jakob Stix and Peter Schulze. The two of these people met with Mochizuki at Kyoto University to discuss the proof that Mochizuki had given and the gap in the logic that everyone seemed to have, which is with the famous corollary 3.12, right? Contrary to other proofs that were shockingly short, this corollary was a shocking 9 pages long, and no one could follow it.
Oof.
However, the two of these people left without being convinced of the proof, and Mochizuki left the conversation not being convinced that there was a gap in his logic. And so both sides left without being, convinced one way or the other. 2 months later, these two guys, Stix and Schulze, denounced the proof publicly in a paper detailing the problems in the proof as so severe that, in their opinion, small modifications would not rescue the proof strategy. This is a pretty harsh critic in the math world, and I did throw up while working on this slide, but that's okay.
What?
So, 4 months later, there was a stark rebuttal by Mochizuki in a 41-page summary
What?
of their discussion.
This is like the Google Docs of mathematicians.
Literally, he basically released a Google Doc claiming that the two mathematicians that had visited him had misunderstood vast simplifications of his theory, and they did not successfully nullify his proof. That is a stark rebuttal, as I just stated. That, wow, he is sticking by his word. He is not introspective at all about this. He is certain in his theory, and he is certain that these two very renowned mathematicians have just simplified his proof beyond a reasonable degree and just came to this unbeknownst decision about his theory. It is insane. 3 years later, or 2 years later, a publication. Two mathematicians from the Research Institute for Mathematical Sciences at Kyoto University. These two mathematicians proclaim that Mochizuki's work, the 4-paper long proof, will be published in the Institute's journal. Now, having a math paper published in an institutional journal like this basically means that it's been peer reviewed and it's been taken as proof, as definitive proof by a large number of people, right? Obviously there are publications that can go back and be redone and stuff like that if there's a small kind of inaccuracy. However, for this to be published with such backlash is really a what the fuck to the whole community. Even Nature, maybe one of the biggest, if not the biggest scientific journals, was described it as unlikely to move many researchers over to Mochizuki's camp. What happened next? The work was published.
Oh, wow, okay.
Oh
my god. The Reynolds pamphlet, sorry.
Now, it was published in the Research Institute for Mathematical Sciences. Guess who's the editor-in-chief of the Research Institute for Mathematical Sciences?
It's giving. We ran our own background check.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We investigated ourselves, and we were innocent.
In conclusion, to all of you, is it proven?
No.
No.
I don't think so. There's no way.
Thank you.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. You kind of left us in a cliffhanger. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Chris, it's your turn. Oh my god! Help!
My name is Chris, and I'm gay.
Yay.
Hi, Chris. Nice.
Today, for Leah's birthday,
Yep.
I've made a presentation. We're going to examine the best parts of the female body and why the waist is the best. This is an educational study by Chris. Very educational. We are going to get a little close to TOS, but it's okay because my manager checked it.
Wow.
Anyways, what are my qualifications? I'm a lesbian who fell into the bisexual girl married to a golden retriever man pipeline. I'm 99% lesbian. I have to give the 1% straight for my husband. I have over 50 plus legal wives. I have an Excel document which has
me.
all of my wives.
Yep, me too.
Pretty much everyone in here is a wife of mine except for the men. Fuck y'all.
Ironically, yes.
My other qualifications for this subject, I give hentai recommendations to my mods. And then my other and final qualification is that I look at women and I think about women 95% of my day, 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
That's right.
No, women really are my hyperfixation. But wait, I like boobs and ass more. Shut up. What the f are you talking about?
Okay.
Because you fucking inexperienced little loser is what you are. You think that the boobs and the ass are better than the waist. It's because you've never held the waist of a woman before. Period. I strongly believe this. I will die on this hill. The vision. If you've never held the waist of a woman, your opinion is wrong. Unless you agree that the waist is peak, and then you're fine. And if you don't agree, you don't get the plot, then I can't really help you, but we're gonna try.
What about thighs?
The thighs are also good, but there's still nothing beats the waist. If you have held the waist of a woman and you don't agree, like, you're still wrong. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you just haven't held the right woman. Okay? Science agrees with me. This is scientific.
So-
There's a science behind this. I don't want to hear shit from the white man doctor about this.
I'm just saying.
Violence.
That means
Okay, we do need to talk about the women. Okay, we gotta talk about it. Overview. The booba. You know what it is? The little lumps on your chest. Are you a girly? You know? Or, you know, maybe you don't have any, but like you still have boobs, okay? We should really pay attention to the staff in between. It's very important.
Oh,
Of course.
Why is it
I'm
important?
looking at the stuff very, very
yeah,
closely.
yeah.
And then the butt, the rear, the gluteus maximus, another staff is involved, and I think that's great. Fish ass. You need fish
Yes.
ass in your life. Is there any reason to put an ass on a fish? It didn't stop League of Legends from putting an ass on Kindred, so...
Help.
The waist, this is really the most important thing. It's sacred, it's holy. The perfect waist will stick with you for the rest. You're never gonna forget it. If y'all have not held a waist, oh man. Like,
Amen.
it sticks with you. It really does. Once you feel the waist in between your hands, right where you're like, with the little crevice where your thumb and your pointer finger meets, right? And the perfect fucking waist, it sits so nicely in there, you're never gonna forget it. Listen, I'm not saying that the boobs and the ass, the thighs, I'm not saying they're not great. They are. All parts of a woman are fantastic. But only the young and naive truly believe that they are superior to the waist. There is a science. It's legitimate. Waist-hip ratio is something that is involved in attraction, and there are evolutionary reasons for it. The perfect waist-hip ratio is 0.7. And we'll talk about how you get the perfect WH.
Like 7 out of
How
10.
you do the math. No, it's like a math. I'm not good at it, but Riemann's here, and I'm not gonna ask him to help.
Ask him after class.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask him for shit.
I am
But there is a
asking
way to do it.
After class.
You know,
Yeah.
but there is a way. We go over the formula to talk about the waist hip ratio.
Yes, of course.
you know?
I would love some like after school tutoring.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry.
Me too, me too.
We'll have plenty of after school sessions. Don't worry.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
So there's actually multiple scientific studies. Doctor, shut up. I don't want to hear shit. Very real, very authentic, real scientific studies. Definitely have not been debunked, and definitely is not like a controversial take. But
Ben and I are sharing glances at each other right now.
Jesus,
was honest.
It's involved in attraction, and there are evolutionary reasons for it, right? And the evolutionary reason is that your waist hip ratio, it can signify fertility, and so
That's
you have
right.
a really, really nice
Uh-huh.
0.7 waist hip ratio. You're more fertile, baby. Let's talk about this a little bit more. The waist hip ratio, this is the math. We're not gonna talk about it that much because I'm not good at math. Ratio, right, is waist divided by hips, the narrowest point of the waist divided by the widest point of the hips. Are we measuring the diameter, not the circumference? Unfortunately, with anime women, they're 2D. So we have to work with what we've got, okay?
Yeah,
We
it's
have
kinda
to
fucked
deal-
up.
Right? If you were to do this on a real woman, you want to use, you want to go all the way around, with the tape measure. You do that, right? So, Narmaya, we used Illustrator's measurement feature to do this because I can do that because I have graphic design skills. So we're just going to do that. And I set it to millimeters because, I don't know, it's cool. Her waist waist measurement is 53.85 millimeters according to Adobe Illustrator. All right. Her hips are 85.92 millimeters, and if you divide that means that her waist hip ratio is 1.5, which is technically a little over double the ideal, but that's okay because she's breedable, and I don't care. This is what I'm talking about. You know, you said, what if my woman doesn't have the ideal weight? It doesn't matter. If you love her enough, it'll be good. Why is the waist attractive? We talked about this a little bit. Breeding, reproduction, it's built in. It can indicate fertility, health, suitability when choosing a partner. Women that have waist hip ratios over or under 0.8 tend to have lower fertility. It's not everything, but insert screenshot from Wikipedia here. Amen. Very accurate, not wrong at all. Breed. Thank you. What does that article say? Waist hip ratio is considered as one of the 3 determinants of the female attractiveness, the other 2 being BMI and curviness. What is not on there? Ass, thighs, or boobs.
You make a good point.
Okay.
You make a good point.
Yeah, it's not there.
True, yeah.
It's not there.
That's
What
true.
is there? The waist.
Yeah.
Science agrees with Chris. Okay, now that
You're giving us practice questions?
Pop quiz.
And this is a test.
What?
All right. You can't see the waist in a lot of these, but it's fine because they're hot women. So you figure it out based off of your urge to breed. Just try and figure out whether or not your primal urge activates. How do you feel about this woman?
I think
Does that waist not look like the ideal one from the the diagram in the previous slide?
I love an educated doctor. Ben has his answer.
I think it
Do you
looks.
guys have an opinion?
It looks like. No, I agree with Ben.
Okay, so do the
I just
class
think she's pretty.
consensus. You know, you're so right though. She really. All right. Congratulations. She's breedable. Good job, class. You guys passed. All right,
Nice.
next.
Oh my god.
This-
Ooh.
Oh. How do we feel about her?
Smash.
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 Reason. Can you explain that?
She got
she's a
big
beautiful
dog.
woman.
Yes,
She got a
she
big dog.
is.
She got that dog in her, you know?
Yeah. Next.
Mm.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Whoa. Is
But
every
Double breed.
Focus on the standard double breed. That's it. I'll take them both.
Before I say anything, these characters are all over 18, right?
Oh, fuck.
I made sure that everything is safe.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Question mark?
Don't worry.
that wasn't a yes.
So what's the class consensus?
Okay,
On this one?
you
Focus.
mentioned boobs, ass, thighs, and waist, but you did forget feet.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Are we
Okay.
learning another thing about you?
You also forgot armpit, but I'm not going. We're not ready for that.
We're not. I mean,
Oh,
technically-
okay, so I've learned
Dr.
another
Ben.
thing about you.
Listen,
Yeah.
I just have an anatomy thing, all right? I like anatomy, you know?
I'm sure
I
you do.
know.
Yeah, good job, guys. You has.
Is that?
Oh, is this still part of?
Okay, either
Well,
this cat turns
like, do they
into a
transform?
human, or you're saying a cat will do.
Is this a trick question?
I don't know. Is it?
No.
I think the cat has like mad eyeliner going on.
Instructions
I'm
are
sure
unclear.
yeah, yeah.
You know, Ben, how do you feel about the cat?
It's not a cat, is it?
It's not.
It's not a cat.
It's not a cat. It chooses
Yeah.
to be a cat.
Is this legal?
Oh yeah, it's definitely legal.
In this form, no, but in their like full form, it's probably a yes.
Yeah,
Wow, what
yeah,
are you
yeah.
tking, Ben?
Yeah.
I'm locking in.
Later.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay.
then
Yeah,
then
that,
Oh,
yep,
okay, yeah,
that's what
yeah,
dragons
yeah.
look like.
Dang.
Oh, what?
That's a tick.
Oh, wait a minute. I was gonna guide you guys to the yes, but you guys keep asking all these damn questions. You guys aren't following your framework.
We are live.
I'm sorry.
I'm
We are
not
on
smashing
stream.
the cat.
I'm not risking that
Excuse
shit.
me?
Yeah, we're not risking
What?
that.
Do you actually have the true form in the slides? Oh yeah, no, I am hydraulic
Oh.
press.
Oh my god. Hydraulic press?
Hello? Excuse me?
Thanks for the honesty.
That's what it looks. That's what she looks like. Hydraulic press
Oh my
the
God.
dragon is crazy though. I mean, I feel like she'd hydraulic press you.
I'm also cool with that.
Oh,
All right.
oh, oh.
Okay.
My tastes in women are very
I-
few, but this one.
I am not
I
paying
really
for
like
this
her
final
hair.
surgery.
I'm not really into like those kinds of traditional Eastern aesthetics, but I would for this one.
For me, it's a mating press.
Wood.
Would.
Right? I love her. I spent like $300 on her.
I'm just a simple human being.
There's some crazy art of her. Yup. We're not gonna pull that up. But I will show that. But anyway.
Beautiful, beautiful.
You guys passed with flying colors. Good job.
Yippee!
For coming to my TED Talk.
All right.
Pachi, 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 pachi,
So
pachi. I'm so excited.
Oh, this one is fucking good.
Hi guys, my name is Leah. I'm gonna talk about my favorite fanfictions in case you're bored and you have nothing to do. Before I start, I have some ground rules, some disclaimers, such ground rules, okay? This is my opinion. All of these fics that I'm gonna list that I think are my favorite, this is my opinion. If you think I'm wrong, then you gotta make your own list. If you think I'm weird, then f you. That's our second that's our second weirdest list. Okay?
Based?
If you see these fics and you think I'm weird and you don't like the fics that I read, then just move on and again make your own list. Last but not least, there's only going to be yaoi. I'm very sorry.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
We hate women.
Okay, we had our Yuri. We had our Yuri breeding. Now we have Yaoi.
Yeah.
All bases.
Best of both worlds. Yeah, I really tried my best to find Yuri or straight fics, because I have read them
Why
before.
would you look for straight fic?
I split my fics into 3 categories: the safe stuff, the long stuff, and the smut. So this is the content list. These are all the fanfics that I'm going to be talking about and mentioning. We don't talk about number 9. You'll understand. Oh, it's okay.
I understand. All right.
So the safe stuff is basically
Okay.
just the stuff that's not smut. Safe for work fics that I just like truly enjoy reading. Rarely do I read a safe for work fic. So if I put this in the list, really means I really, really enjoy it. Okay? And that it deserves to be on the list.
That's so real.
But also, I just want to preface that just because it's not smut doesn't mean that it's not mature. So some of these safe stuff will
That's
have
fair.
some slightly mature themes in it, which I will talk about later. Anyway, so our first fic is titled Romeo and Juliet. I have put down screenshots of snippets and, of these fics, and so you can read them if you want to. But some tags. There were not a lot of tags in this fic. It is a Don Hung and Jin Yuen ship fic from Honkai Star Rail. This was written like very, very early on after 1.2. If you like read this now, there definitely are some things that might be like mischaracterized and stuff, but that's only because like they had not a lot of information. This is the synopsis. After 600 years traversing the stars as a nameless, Don Hung returns to the Luofu to die or be reborn, if you prefer to call it that, where whatever time and guilt, regret, and Mara have left, the Jing Yuan is patiently waiting for him. So basically, what this fic is about. This is like way into the future. Like all the humans have like died off. And basically, it's only like what Don Hung is like gonna be like the only original trailblazer on the ship. And it's following his time. Video horror, which is what Don Hung is. Leah thoughts. This was a really cool concept to read. Like, I never thought of this. The writing is super amazing, and this was actually my gateway to this ship. So like, I highly recommend. This is a super good read. You should totally read it. The writing is amazing. Anyway, number 2, 52 Hertz. Here's some tags. This is a child and Zhongli ship fic.
Oh yeah.
From Genshin Impact. It is a modern AU, specifically an assassin AU. This is what I meant by just because it's safe for work doesn't mean that there's not mature topics. There's very much murder and interrogation and gore. So basically the summary, Child's one of the best assassins around and Zhongli is the operator that gives him intel over the headset. That's literally the AU. It's very simple explanation, but it's pretty much that. It's another super well-written concept. I really love assassin AUs, but I feel like they can be written very plainly, but the characterization as well in this fic is like super chef's kiss. I feel like it's so easy to like kind of put Child and Zhongli in this like one small bubble, but they, especially in like a modern AU, this fic was able to like characterize them very, very well. And also the plot is amazing. This is also like a super early fic. This was like early leeway like release. But it's old, but it's good.
OG.
Yeah, it's like one of the OG ones. Okay, number 3. So this is Miserere. This is a Nouvelette and Risley fic from Genshin Impact. Tags are character study, very much a character study. Hurt comfort, devotion. It said surreal, but I don't know what makes it surreal. After not seeing each other for almost a month, Risley hears it's been raining on the surface for over 2 weeks, so maybe he should go and check on his lover. My thoughts, you low-key need like a big brain to read this. This fic, I had to read like a couple times to like actually understand like what was going on. Not because it was written very poorly, it was just written in a, it felt like I was reading like the one of the like those super old books you're required to read in an English class. So like it's just
it's just like a lot of imagery and
Yeah.
flowery and stuff
Yeah.
and very
It's just-
metaphorical.
it's just a higher end writing
I
style.
really like that style.
Yeah, and it's like
Those are like peak though.
it is, and it's like it's really good. Also, small disclaimer, it doesn't have like the typical dialogue style, like the typical quotation marks. So that is also another reason why I needed to have a bigger brain to read this. But once you get past it, the characterization is very good. Even though the synopsis is saying like Nouvelette's been crying for 2 weeks because he misses Risley, that's not all it is. The hurt comfort tag is very much there. Like he feels like very. And the character study tag is also very real. The character analysis is like, especially with Nouvelette, towards the end is like really, really good.
I
So,
will point out you spelled the title wrong. There is an I at the very end.
oh, you said it May?
Yeah.
Okay,
May.
swag.
I found it on AO.
French.
Oh, okay.
right?
Yes, it is French.
I think it's Latin.
Yeah, I think it's Latin. The long stuff. Basically, chapter fics that are like super fucking long. 30k plus words. I never read long fic unless it's like good. My AO3 tastes are like fairly short smut. So it's like, if I read a long fic from the beginning to the end, I'm that invested. Warning, there might be NSFW stuff, so this is kind of like the segue. So this first fic, and all I loved alone. We are like going into a whole new fandom. This is Rampo Edogawa and Edgar Allan Poe from Bungo Stray Dogs.
Oh my god.
Some tags, character study, alternate character interpretation, slow burn, and I put slow burn in italics because it's like 10 chapters of like the slowest burn I've ever read in my life. And also it talks about things like mental health issues and stuff.
How did you survive?
I just really liked this fic. This synopsis is like a super small excerpt. An ability, so it's on the past, present, and future of Edgar Allan Poe. Leo thoughts. This fic is 121k words.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
It's
Hella juicy.
It's so long. When I was looking for these fics, there were not enough good Edgar Allan Poe fics like out there, especially Rampo and Edgar Allan Poe fics. That I really, really liked the ship when I was super into my Bungo Stray Dogs phase. And Poe was like my favorite character. So like seeing something like this in like an ocean of nothing was like, wow. But also like what I really, really liked about this fic is that like not only does the author really write about like the accurate lore of like the actual Edgar Allan Poe, in the end notes, there's like footnotes on like actual Edgar Allan Poe like facts. This entire fic is like Edgar Allan Poe's wiki. I don't even think you need to be into Bungo Stray Dogs to read this fic. Number 2.
Yes! Sorry.
We are back into the Honkai Star Rail territory. So this is called the Dead Soulmates Club. This is a Sampo Gapard
Oh my god.
from Honkai Star Rail.
Oh my god.
Some tags: Modern AU, Soulmate AU, Amputee
Oh my
Gepard,
God.
Warvet Gepard, PTSD, Strangers to Friends to Lovers. That one's really important.
My jaw dropped.
And also, towards the end, when they become lovers, there is a chapter that has NFW in it. So I'm just letting you know. Let me read the quote quote, a soulmate was simply not in the cards for him as someone born without a timer. So this soulmate AU, it's the specific kind of soulmate AU where like you have like there's a timer on your wrist and it like counts down to like when you meet your soulmate.
Oh, I love those.
So
I love soulmate
It's a genre?
yes. It's so
That's hilarious.
the characterization on War Veteran Japard, like itself, was like amazing. There's chapters where it really does deep dive into like the war vet part of his like modern AU character arc. Like the author didn't just decide to make him an amputee for extra perks. Like it actually talks about stuff like that. And like not only that, but Sampo's characterization was also just as amazing. He like the author didn't write Sampo as just like this slimy guy, which is what I really, really liked. Top tier plot, very good, well-written NSFW.
Oh my god.
Yup.
So this next one is Fool's Gold. Also, it's another Sampo Depart ship fic. But this one's a little bit different. So it's another AU fic. But this was back in the day when like the theory that Sampo was the elation was like super, super big. And so this is a AU fic where Sampo is the elation. This is pre-Astral Express. So this takes place on Beilobog. So this takes place before the Astral Express like lands in Beilobog. Enemies to lovers, very important tag, very much true. Angst with a happy ending, and also obviously towards the end there's NSFW.
As it should be.
Yeah. Throughout the galaxy, throughout every star and planet that the Aeon of Elation has traversed, never did they suspect Eurilo 6, the dying stellar run toward planet of ice would be their final stop. Came for the Sampo was because I really, really liked the theory. And then I stayed for the plot. As you can tell, I really like Sampo art a lot. I'm like an outlier. I'm a Sampo liker. I know it's like, but anyway.
I look the other way.
Okay, I like Sampo likers.
But also yummy NSFW. But yeah.
Very yummy.
Anyway, are we ready?
Oh yeah, baby.
Okay, this is the smut. This is all the NSFW parts, okay? I really, really tried very, very hard to find NSFW that did not break the TOS when I try to explain it. Please do not call me a freak. Some of the tags you will see here, please do not question it.
Leah,
What?
Leah,
Yes, Ben.
remember if you ever feel self-conscious, I said with my whole chest that I would hydraulic press a dragon earlier. So I
Okay,
mean,
that's,
it's basically, you're fine.
yeah.
You
know
should
what?
make that the title. Ben with hydraulics.
Just be proud about it, Leah.
The soy point. Okay, some of you might be wondering, Leah, where's the ratio rain? Where's your two blonde twins that you love so much and dearly? Well, okay, well here's
Exactly.
they're all in here. So
Leah shall provide. Always.
fic number 1 is called Worth the Payoff. This is the ratio rain fic. Some tags, Omegaverse, mutual pining, nodding,
Oh, yeah.
you know, all of that. So this is the ratio rain fic that I have picked. So let me read the synopsis. So in Penacony, not only are you able to change your appearance, but you can also change your secondary gender. Well, or Aventurine experiences what it's like to be an Omega at the merciful hands of an Alpha. Leah, thoughts? This concept is really, really good. I would not have thought to like think of Penacony in like that way. It has really good plot before the smut. Also, I really like the Omegaverse. Does anybody here not know what the Omegaverse is? Awesome. Chat, if you don't know what the Omegaverse is, in layman terms, there's Alpha, Omega, and Beta.
Alpha is top, Omega is bottom,
and then
Beta is a normal person.
Yeah. We're moving on. Okay, small disclaimer. I really tried to find a screenshot to like post in this that is safe for work, and literally these are this screenshot here are the first 2 paragraphs of the fic. Everything else after that is just like I can't screenshot this. Under the Lotus Curtains. This is a polyfic from Blade about Blade, Danheng, and Jinyuan. All 3 of them together. Please note the Camboy AU.
Avi position. Tell me.
and the Avi
Oh my
position.
god, yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Avi position is an egg laying kink.
This stream is sponsored by NordVPN. Protect your privacy with NordVPN.
Okay, so
It's not what I thought it was gonna be.
Okay, so Don Hung is a camboy who made it to the top of the platform after a year of streaming, but unbeknownst to most of his viewers, it seems like he has caught feelings of 2 of his fans. So I'm just gonna say this right here. Out of the 3, this one is like the most. Like, Leah thoughts, I didn't think I would like a Polly ship until this fanfiction. Not for the faint of heart. So like,
I love that this is a fic that awakened you.
Yeah, I just
that's funny.
I don't know, it was hot. Like, reading this fic was hot. Anyway, unless you're like a freak like Chrysalia or Nat, then like this fic is like, this is gonna be a lot for you. But anyway, yeah, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I can keep talking about this, but I can't. So it's like, this is the one with a super long title. We don't talk about number 9. This is the Haikave fic.
The best for last.
Yeah, so this is like the best for last, literally. So some tags, we got a circle all hythem, we got some BDSM, we got some dom sub, safe, sane, and consensual. This is the really important tag. It's all safe, sane, and consensual, and a lot of other tags that I cannot put down. There is no, it's not like crazy like vor, but like, yes.
I love how you
okay, it's not like vor, okay, but I
But that's actually such a good bar to put though, because when you say crazy, immediately I'm like,
no, I'm realizing just how many f***ed up people there are in this call at this very moment. So it's like,
Hey now.
so it's like,
Guilty as charged.
I'll just read this little snippet. Because you've had so many kinky escapades, Kave laughs, drawing a snicker from Sino next to him. What he doesn't expect is for all Hytham to play along. Yes, so Leah thoughts, the smut is like crazy. It's actually really crazy, but like it's also super informative. So like the fic after the first chapter, it basically talks very well and deeply into like proper BDSM and dom sub etiquette. Basically every chapter is like super kinky stuff, but at the end of every chapter the author has like notes that like talk about like the specific kinks that like they mention, and like notes about like how to do those safely. It's like
That's really cool
it's
though.
like, I think this fic is not completed, so it's still going. This is not the only like high kave smut fic that they have written that has a crazy title like this one. There are at least like 4 to 5 more. They're all written so amazingly well. I think this is like my favorite author when it comes to like high kave smut fics. That is all of my fics. Do we have any questions?
First time viewer here, what is Avi position? All right, thanks for coming, everyone.
Okay, guys.
I have learned so much today. I have learned so much.
This was really an educational presentation.
It
So when are we
Yeah,
doing this?
sure.
When are we doing this again?
Next year.
Next year.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Anyone got a birthday coming up?
All right. Thanks, guys. Please read these fics.
All right, everyone. Remember, be cool, be kind, be experimental, and be yourself.
Yeah.
Who let this guy speak?
Yeah, eggs.
Go lay some eggs.
Eggs.
All right, actually, maybe not. Maybe don't be yourself anymore.
lay some eggs. Amen.
Amen. Okay, guys. I hope chat had fun with the PowerPoints.
Good night.
Good night, chat.
Good noon.
Bye.